Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another response to community feedback / update sort of thing. Because as you can see, I'm not actually looking at a community feedback. Today is January 31st in the year 2017, and a new patch for StarCraft has hit, as well as a new call to action. So quickly, just going to go over the patch. The VSync bug is supposed to be fixed. Basically, the thing that's missing the first few seconds of every game. The Liberator's been nerfed by 10 damage. If you want to know my opinion on this, look at my last video where I talked at length about why the Liberator's damage should be reduced. Short story, I like it. These are all bugs that don't really affect you that much. They're not anything huge. Yeah. So today's big thing is going to be all about the call to action. As you guys know, TVP win rates. Terran's doing really well against Protoss lately. And obviously, as soon as a raise starts to dip, we have to immediately fix the game. So, So Blizzard also wanted to test a few other things because, just so you guys who maybe don't play the game that much or aren't as aware of the meta, carriers are really, really good. So just in case any of you guys didn't know, carriers are actually insanely good, and Blizzard doesn't know what to do about them. So they're reaching, they're kind of grasping at straws at the moment. We saw the interceptor cost went to 10 after patch 3.8 came out, and now they're up to 15. This isn't really going to do anything. Blizzard doesn't realize that the biggest weakness the carrier has always had is its build time. They don't... I mean, if you fight against 8 carriers, it doesn't matter how much the interceptors cost. Like, when a Protoss takes one of these game-ending engagements versus Zerg, they usually do win pretty handily. The bigger issue, of course, is having a certain number of carriers. Carriers are strong for reasons other than the resource cost. Maybe this continues to push them towards just going back to 25 minerals per interceptor. I am interested to see mostly what happens with... I do expect the interceptor cost to eventually go back to 25 minerals. And when that happens, I really want to know what Blizzard does, because Protoss players will have effectively learned how to build 8 carriers in a game of StarCraft. And that's when things will get really crazy, because they're going to nerf a unit that no one used for 6 years without really any making substantial tweaks to it. So, yeah, there's that. The Hydralisk HP buff, well, they'll never get one shot by a Liberator again if Blizzard goes through with this change. So that's good for Zerg against Terran. You know, they want to try to make other unit compositions viable. That's what this patch feels like to me, right? They're like, oh, you know, we want to make Zealot Archon more of a thing. We want to make it so that the Widowmine doesn't just one-shot Zealots or Adepts or Stalkers. And I would like to just point out that part of this is wrong. It said it was reducing the bonus splash shield damage and the primary target's damage plus shields. That has been undone. They're actually not doing the single target. I don't know why it's in the big post, but they posted within an hour of it coming out that they're not doing that. So Oracles will still get one shot by Widowmines, rather than addressing the fact that you can build a unit that can win you the game within 3 minutes. But I digress. You'll still be able to deal with them. You'll still be able to one-shot Zealots. This is mostly affecting the splash. Blizzard wants Zealot Archon to come back into the game. And who can blame them, right? Protoss compositions over the last year. What have we really seen? Stalker Disruptor. Immortal Colossus has come back into the fray with Stalkers. We've seen Tempest Disruptor Storm. We've seen Mass Adept, we've seen Adept Phoenix, Adept Immortal. So, you know, I understand that Blizzard wants to basically make it so that you can go Charge Lot DT into Charge Lot Archon. Blizzard wants you to go Charge Lot Immortal. So that's why they buffed the Zealot. The Zealot got a movement speed buff. That's why it does 8 damage on contact with charge. So I totally appreciate and understand that. And Protoss players that want more options certainly benefit from this, as the Liberator nerf should allow them to do more different things, because Liberator no longer 2-shots Stalkers. It now takes 3, which is a big deal. So I can totally feel this change with the Widowmine. As a Terran player, I'm extremely disappointed. When I look at the Terran compositions that we've seen versus Protoss in the last year, it's Marine, Marauder, Medevac with tanks and Liberators and mines. Basically one of those 3. A lot of one of those 3. Usually mostly Liberators with some mines mixed in. I was really hoping that with patch 3.8, we would we would actually see a push in the direction of bringing mech back into the fray for StarCraft. The tank change was for that. Blizzard said, I believe it was quoted in the post, these changes should not only make mech viable, but compelling to play. And I'm kind of upset that we haven't heard about that, because this change to the Hydralisk is obviously to make Hydras a little bit more useful so that we see them more. This change to the Widowmine is obviously so that we see more Zealot play. And I don't see any reason for a Terran player to actually test this map. Unless you're running a tournament and someone is paying you money to do this. If you're just a regular Terran player like me, you're just someone who likes playing StarCraft, this patch is just going to make the game more difficult for you. So I don't know why you'd play the test map other than to learn how hard it is to deal with the buffed Zealots. Anyway, I really think Blizzard missed the mark on this one, because the carrier interceptor cost is just there. This is disappointing at best to look at how this problem is getting dealt with. And obviously, as a Terran who was very excited for patch 3.8, we really haven't seen any other talks at all. I think that test maps like this could be more useful as well for testing things that aren't in the focus. I still don't understand why we don't have a test for the Reaper grenade damage. Reaper grenades have been a huge problem for the pro level. At the noob level, Reapers completely dominate Terran versus Terran meta. And on this season's map pool, Reaper grenades are obviously a big problem in both TVT and TVZ, thanks to maps like Paladino, Terminal, and Abyssal Reef. So stuff like that I wish could get looked at. Raven auto turrets still bother me, and I'd still like to see something about factory anti-air for the mech play or Hellions. I think the Hellions probably at least one area that could be looked at, as Terran mech has probably the worst mineral sink in the game for normal harassing. But anyway, that's not what I'm trying to get at. I'm not trying to balance mine here. I'm just saying this is what is going on, and my thoughts on it are that they're pretty weak sauce. The test map, if you queue, you'll probably find a Protoss pretty fast, but I don't think you're going to run into anyone else. This test map is basically just for Protoss players who want to mass Zealots against Terran, and I guess the only thing that the test map will find out is how effective that is, but unless someone runs a show match with pro gamers, we probably won't have any good data. I don't mind testing small things like this, but I'd just like to make it clear that if you want a large volume of people to test, everybody should go into this being like, oh, I can't wait to try this, change to my unit. Not, oh, I can't wait to try to play the same exact composition I've been playing for the last, 2 years against a guy that's now also got decent Zealots. If you understand what I'm saying, it's not like you feel like your problems are being given any attention. Likewise for Zerg, like any Zerg player knows. Maybe the Hydra buff, I don't know how much that helps, but making interceptors cost 5 more minerals is not going to fix the problem in that matchup. This has been another response to community feedback / patch, call to action, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. We keep it real talk here. We want the best we can for StarCraft. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.